We are rolling. All right, welcome. We're chatting this evening with the Stone Poets.
Yay!
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Nah. I'm Marc Gladstone, keyboards and vocals, Stone Poets.
I'm Cherelle Jardine, and I play guitar and sing.
I'm Scott Jackson. I play guitar and sing.
All right. So, Stone Poets. How did you guys come up with the name?
Okay. Well, we were a couple rehearsals in, and we figured that we were going to make this thing into some epic, big, world-dominating band. And we needed a name. Yeah, World Domination, that's what it's about. And we're, you know, like, there's so many names out there, it's hard to pick a name. And so what we decided to do was take half of Mark's name, because he's...
Arc. Just Arc.
Yeah, that's not half.
We'll start with
just irk. Because he irks you.
Aww.
No. Half of his last name, which is Gladstone. And it seems appropriate because he's... his keyboard sound is kind of the foundation, the stone of Stone Poets.
Good.
And so we took that, and then Cherelle and I deemed ourselves as poetic types, because you know, we think we write really good words.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. And so we came up with Stone Poets, and it's not the Stone Poets,
no.
It's Stone Poets.
And it's not stoned poets,
No
because a
D.
lot of people think stoned
does the
poets.
people
We
think
get,
that?
yeah, we get that, and we're like, no, stone.
Especially-
Like our
Look at you.
interview.
Like our
Especially after you look at you, I mean, you know, kind of like unshaved, and you figure you
I
probably
know.
just smoked a doobie on the way here.
Yeah, me smoking a doobie.
So can you give us some background? How did the Poets get started?
Go ahead.
Is that me again?
Yeah, it is, because you know, you tell it so well. You really do.
Okay. So we, of course, we're Vancouver musicians, so we play in several bands in town, and Mark and I play in a band called Abandoned Paris, which you know because you're going to be helping us with a video later.
Sure.
That's a shameless plug.
Later in the yeah, you know, shameless plugs. There's no such thing. You know, if you can get millions of records sold by twerking, shameless plugs are. Yeah.
Which we'll do later, but you know, it's going to be the censored version.
So we were playing Winterfest in Richmond. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Winterfest, yeah.
And the Jardines, which is Cherelle's mother-daughter alternative country act.
Going to Nashville to become famous country stars. Oh, was that a shameless plug?
Speaking of.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah. That was kind of shameless.
That was, yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, whatever, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. Anyway, we were playing, and backstage, you know, I had met Cherelle a couple times, but we really didn't know each other that well, and I just approached her. I had the song
No,
kicking
you
around.
asked me.
I approached.
Okay,
yeah,
no.
I asked
You asked
you.
me, do you think Cherelle would? And so.
Oh yeah, okay. See what he does?
That's that Earth thing?
What, like I remember stuff?
Yeah, Earthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love each other, by the way.
So anyway, I asked him if she would be interested, and then I went and asked her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he gave me $5 to say yes. Didn't want to hurt your feelings.
I said I got this song kicking around. It's a duet type thing, and I had kind of half a song written, not even, but I just figured it lent towards that, and she said, yeah, sure. And then so we decided that we would meet at Mark's place, because it was halfway between Richmond and Maple Ridge, and so that's why Mark got involved.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
Aww.
No, Mark was there. Mark was there, and he said, hey, you guys, let's meet at my place.
He was in the back room.
I think
Remember?
my place was getting used no matter what. I just said, hey, what about if I was there at the same time?
He was behind a curtain, and Scott and I were talking. We heard, and I was like, hey.
So anyway, nice story.
But
Well,
I'm glad you guys nominated me to tell that one.
But I mean, I said yes. I said yes because I've been a huge Scott Jackson fan. He's one of my favorite male vocalists of all time. So I said yes.
That part's actually true.
It's
Not just for the
actually
video.
true.
It really is.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, the group's writing process, you got 3 different writers. How does that work itself out?
That is one of the most interesting things ever because Scott and I have always been solo artists, and so it was really, you know, writing our own music without writing with other people. So it was one of those things when we started writing together. I think our styles and just the way we wrote took a while to kind of make it gel, but now it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I absolutely love it. We come up with an idea, and basically somebody will take it and turn it into something else sometimes.
And it can be anything actually. Like I don't do much of the lyrics, but I might just come up with like one line or something, and then feed it to these guys, and these guys are the lyric writers. So, and then they kind of run with the song and write it. Or maybe it's just a melodic motif or something. It starts from a bunch of different places. There is no real formula for writing the song. It could start with anything, like a line of lyrics and just a chord change, maybe something like that. So it's all over the map.
Okay, so building on that, can you speak to your inspiration, like what or who inspires you in the writing process?
Well, that's all over the map too. So mine probably, like for writing, I don't know. For stuff that I'm influenced by, I guess I listen to a lot of progressive rock in the past, and probably Nine Inch Nails is my main band now, my favorite band now. So that's nothing like the Stone Poets, but I don't know.
I mean, I love bands like Blue Rodeo. I love their writing process. So I'm kind of a singer-songwriter. That's where I came from. So that's where I get my inspiration from, bands like that.
Yeah, I do the Debbie Boone.
Cher's also
John
a big
Denver.
influence for me.
Boy George.
Boy George.
Yeah.
Boy.
We have
That's where the eyeliner came from.
Yeah.
Ryan Adams kind of stuff, right?
Huh?
Yeah. I don't like nailing ourselves down to an influence, though, because we we're so influenced by different music. Mark's well, and yours too. But I've never listened or seen a guy listen to so much variance of music. You know, from anywhere, like from David Gray to Nine Inch Nails, like, you know, and everything in between. You know, and oh, by the way, I do have those videos that you guys aren't in the band.
No, okay, good.
Anyway,
So,
Which videos?
did you ever suffer from writer's block? And I mean, if you do, how would you deal with something like that?
I'm actually really lucky. I don't suffer from that. I don't think I ever have, knock on wood. So.
I think that's more of a lyricist's thing too. I don't think you can really suffer from writer's block. Like, I can't think of a chord. I don't think that happens.
Hey.
okay.
So aside from that, I'll follow it.
I do, big time. And I saw, because I'm not a great instrumentalist, so yeah, I can think of a chord. I can think of the same chord over and over and over, and the same 2 chords over and over and over, and I just get locked into, you know, I can't stand doing the same kind of types of melodies over and over and over. So I suffer from it big time. But you know, I need a shot in the arm, so to speak, with writing songs, and that, you know, that's partly why I'm in this band, is because, and in these other projects, is because I needed to venture away from my own, you know, my 4 chords that I know.
Get out of your own head.
Get out of my own head, and you know, going off of other people's inspirations. You know, I kind of wait for the spirit to walk through the room, and I, you know, trying to grab hold of that spirit's hand, and maybe it'll give me. It definitely will give me melodies, but the lyrics are hard to come by, and so that, you know, for me, it's a real struggle for me to get, you know, the lyrics and stuff down. But you know, for Cherelle it's a little easier, and for Mark, he's always got you know, acres and acres and acres of ideas.
Just going back to that, like how we write songs and stuff, like out of my acres and acres of ideas. So I might just play something, and these guys are both like really good at, like, I'll play something, I don't even think there should be lyrics on it. It doesn't even sound like there could be. And Cherelle comes up with some line, some lyric, melody line that's great, right? And Scott's really good at that too. So we just actually haven't even finished writing a song called Leaving. And I came up with the sort of the intro and all the chords and everything. And I had my own melody and even words written and stuff. But I wasn't totally sold on it. And played it for Scott, and right away he came up with a way better melody and stuff. So that's another thing that can happen, I guess. Just the collective three heads are better than one type idea.
Cool. So you have 2 releases out now. Can you tell us a bit about them?
Tribunal Daisy is 2011. That was our first venture.
Mm.
So recorded with Sheldon Zaharko, and we did that at the factory. We missed the factory, it's gone now, so that was just a great studio.
But Sheldon's not gone.
Sheldon's still, and he's still with us, and we just finished releasing our second one called Angels and Devils, and so recorded at Greenhouse in Vancouver. And
With Sheldon Zaharko.
Yeah. Did we say it was with Sheldon Zaharko?
I don't know if we said Sheldon Zaharko yet.
Did we? No.
Sheldon Zaharko?
Yeah.
Vancouver's
We love
undiscovered
him.
talent.
Oh, he is amazing.
Well, he's kind of
Yes,
a,
yes.
you know, he's
He's one of our team members.
I don't know if he's undiscovered because everybody knows him.
But everybody calls him that, so it hasn't really broken, or I guess. But he's almost like a fourth member of Stone Poets.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big part of the sound.
Well, we'll shift gears a little bit. I know you guys work really hard to get your name out there and promote the band, and these days a big part of that is social networking. Can you tell us a little bit about your social networking and how you go about getting the word out?
Well, I am a Facebook addict. I'm sorry, I have to say that. Everybody knows it. So Facebook for me is huge for getting the word out. Anytime we play a show, just, make the Facebook page, send it to, I have 5,000 friends now on Facebook, so get the word out that way. We also have a Stone Poets page, which is Facebook/Stone Poets, and so people can go there. Twitter, we're just building our new website, and Rod Nolan will be putting that together very soon, and so
Who's
it's
that?
just Rod Nolan.
Oh. Did we say Rod Nolan?
Rod Nolan, yeah, he's amazing.
Is he in relation to Sheldon?
Yeah. He should be.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of keeping our name kind of out there, so people keep recognizing that we're in the community and we're doing good things. So.
Well, I know you guys are playing around a lot live, different venues, different types of shows. Could you maybe touch on what's your favorite concert to date, and where do you see Stone Poets playing in the future?
Okay. So, I'll just change back a little bit on the question is, we developed this thing. Well, in my head, this thing was, and I don't know if it was in their head, but in my head it was, and it's because of you, because you host house concerts. And
It's all your fault.
and I wanted to do a project where, like the song mattered to the people listening, and people were there to come and listen to songs, not really production and the big lights and the screens and the whole thing. They just wanted to listen to the songs and feel that connection with the artist, and so when we started, we originally had that one song we got together with, and then we started introducing different songs. Like I had a couple songs and Cherelle had a couple songs, and all of a sudden this thing started happening, and then we developed the name Stone Poets, but in my head it was for the purpose of sitting in people's living rooms and connecting with them in this kind of vibe scenario, and so that originally that's what I perceived Stone Poets to be, was this be in people's living rooms. So you're talking about the best shows that we've done. Well, one was at your place. I really liked that show. There was one before that where we really seemed to connect with the people, and you know, there was like 4 or 5 people. You know, we have a couple sad songs, and you know, I got the song that I brought to the Poets called "I Wish," and Mark created this haunting piano part to it, and just added this ache to it, and then the harmonies, and that song was really personal to me because it was like, it came at a really dark time in my life, and you know, I was blessed with this, you know, this really simple song, and people were in the audience were just, people were weeping.
Crying.
We love making people cry.
I have a hard time with it though because I cry really easily. So if I see somebody crying, I'm just gone. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I try not to look.
But one of the most special shows for me was we were doing this benefit for one of my friends I play music with, Geraldo's.
That's mine too.
Yeah, yeah, cousins, and he had cancer, and they're raising money, and there was, you know, quite a few people there for the event, and where was that at?
Italian Cultural Center or something?
Yeah.
Croatian
Cultural Center, and we played 4 songs there, and another friend of ours, a really good friend of mine, Jerry Wong, who I've written with and he's produced, and he was doing sound on the stage, and he came to us after with tears coming from his eyes, and he just said, "Man, you guys."
And this is a guy that wouldn't normally be doing that. So
he said, "Man, you guys, those songs," and that performance was amazing, and that really, like,
so
you know,
partly that, I think that
Yeah.
that show kind of provided us some validation for what we're doing too, because there's a lot of musicians there, a lot of really good musicians, a lot of well-respected musicians, and a lot of them came up to us and said, "Wow, you guys really good job." So, and you can tell when somebody's just saying, "Yeah, good job, guys," or when they really mean it.
Yeah.
So we'll build on that a little bit. I know, like you said, you guys played a house concert at our place, which was awesome, and it was a huge hit with both our family and our friends, our audience. And I know you've been doing a lot of house concerts recently, but a lot of your side projects are larger bands. They're you know, multi-piece bands playing in front of maybe larger audiences. So how has the house concert experience, I'm not sure if changed your approach, but maybe what have you sort of learned from doing the house concert, or what do you appreciate about the house concert process?
Okay, let me take a little bit of that one.
Yeah,
just a bit of that one. I play in a band called Prism, which probably some people know, and there's a large audience there, and so we might be playing to thousands of people, like you were saying, and then playing with this group, Stone Poets, in a house concert. I don't normally get nervous for shows, and I'm pretty much on edge with this band. I don't know if it's nervous, but really sort of like butterflies, kind of alert kind of thing, playing the show, because it's so naked is probably the best word. It's just raw. Any tiny little wrong note that anybody hits, any one of us, you're going to hear it, because there's only 3 people, just 2 acoustic guitars, piano, and voice. Everything's out there kind of thing. So it's very exposed feeling, I guess. So that's why.
I love the fact that we can actually sit 10 feet away from somebody, and after the show we can talk to them. You know, in big shows you can't. You're backstage and kind of whisked away and everybody's gone, but we get to have conversations and learn about, you know, their lives and what's happening for them, and, you know, if they relate to a song, what it meant to them to hear the song. And so those are really important things for me. I absolutely love it.
So the intimacy.
The intimacy is so extreme.
Well, I like the 2 break or the 2 set systems, because you have a break in between, you know, the first and second set, and that's when you sit and mingle with people, and then you hear their stories, and they talk about your songs a little bit, but they're asking you questions, you ask them questions, and then the second set, you can bring stuff up, right? And it just really, like, all of a sudden you get this connection going on with people, and yeah, the house concerts, I've played lots of shows, are the best shows for me.
I think all of us.
The most nervous I've ever been at a show though was your show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew everybody in the
Yeah.
audience. Mark gets nervous, and I actually don't get nervous at all, really, in other people's homes. I was, whatever, let's do it. And it's a different, but,
It's all good.
yeah.
So Stone Poets goes huge, and you are on your way to world domination. If you open the show for any artist, which artist would that be?
Well, I think for me, maybe Civil Wars, because we were kind of in the same vein, and we really love their music. So that would be somebody that's really making it right now. I'd love to open for them.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Like ultimate kind of thing.
Dare to dream.
I don't know. Scott and I are going to Emmylou Harris in a week.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty hot.
Yeah, there would be.
Or Robert Plant. I mean, that's my idol.
We just went to Chris Cornell. That would have been a great opening thing,
Yeah.
and I'll cut it off there.
So with the live show, with regard to the house concerts, what can someone expect when the Poets play live?
Honesty.
Wow, that's it. Just one word.
Yeah,
answer.
that's all we need.
Honesty.
Fun.
The honesty and the
Fun
intimacy
interaction.
for sure. Yeah, a lot of interaction with
Yeah.
the people and like one-on-one almost, right? I mean, there's sometimes in house concerts there's 20 people, maybe 30, it's around there, and we find out a bit about their lives and they find a bit about ours, right? I mean, Cherelle even asks them, how many people here have committed adultery? Like,
It's one of our songs that's about an affair, and so you should see, usually people are like, I'm just going to go back they don't.
Everybody just goes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, at our last show, a guy was, he had his hand
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
and he's like, I did, and his wife's sitting right there, right? And she's like,
The reactions are pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's quite a loaded question.
Well, that's great, guys. I think that kind of covers everything that I was hoping to discuss this evening. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to add? Let's jump in.
Just check out our website. It should be up probably January 10th. And so www.stonepoets.ca. You can find out all the latest and greatest information.
It is sort of up right now, right? But it'll.
Reverb Nation.
Yeah.
So it'll be our official website. We'll be up at that point.
Pretty
in time.
precise date.
Yeah, it is. Well, I have my planning schedule.
And who's doing that?
Rod Nolan. And you can also find out the lovely makeup that I put on these boys. We're looking for a sponsor, maybe Mac or CoverGirl. That'd be
Oh,
nice,
wow.
yeah.
CoverGirl, he'd look good on the cover.
Well,
Yes, I would.
So
All
thank
right.
you, Michael, for the interview tonight.
Thank you guys for your time, and it's a pleasure. Before we step away, I'm going to cut to a question, which we will have to do some background on before it makes any sense.
Okay.
Candlelight minstrels.
Oh.
Never touched on it.
Ah,
So I'll just throw this out here.
I described us as candlelight minstrels.
You didn't, though.
No, I know.
So I'm picking this up here
Yeah.
so you can answer it, and then at some point when we...
Well, it's in our bio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, described as candlelight minstrels.
I'll put it on here too.
Here we go. This is all it is about right here.
Okay.
Well,
Well, wait a minute. I'll come back to the
Why don't you
question.
leave it in?
I just wanted to bring you back to that. Because I took the time, read your bio, and in there you mentioned candlelight minstrels. Can you expand on that, and what, for example, genre do you feel best fits the Stone Poets?
Ooh, genre, what a word, eh?
Yes. We say dark, hard folk. He says candlelight minstrels.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain level of, candlelight dinners, and, there's that, heart-to-heart intimacy that is embedded in kind of that scenario. So that's what I feel the Poets are about, is, you sip your wine, and you have candlelight, and then you have this ambient kind of music and message going on that moves your heart and your soul and touches you, and not in creepy ways.
Well, it depends what song it is.
Could be. Dark heart, candlelight minstrel.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but you know, like a lot of our music comes from the gut, right, and the heart, and so you know, I feel that, you know, when people are sitting there listening, and you have the right mood in the place, that it's you know, it's a pretty cool experience. It's pretty moving, and so that's kind of. That was just one day. You know, a lot of my ideas come when I'm running or riding a bike. And it came when I was doing that, so Candlelight Minstrels.
It's a hard band to categorize.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because if you say folk, you're singing about maple trees and Canadiana and stuff like that, and that's not what we're probably singing about addiction instead. So it's a bit different. So that's the dark, I guess, and adultery. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll expand on that theme just for a minute. As far as song topics, is it something that's in the news, something you take from life events? Where does the topics for the Stone Poets songs come from?
Yeah, I know for me it's really personal. A lot of it is extremely personal.
In your head. It's what's in people's heads too.
Yeah.
It's sort of the other side of life sometimes. You hear about the maple trees and that kind of stuff lots, but I think this is stuff that doesn't get sung about a lot.
Yeah. I write about envy a lot. Well, I don't know. That's kind of the root to it. And in a way, Cherelle's more identifies more like relationship. You know, kind of the dark sides that can happen in that, and me, I venture into more like a more spiritual exploration, and I think it's a pretty good marriage of topics because they both kind of blend into each other.
You touch on religion a lot too. Like
yeah.
Are the inconsistencies with religion?
Well, you know what? Like the more we write songs, the more I move away from, because I grew up as this, you know, like you got to get up, and I, you know, did the spiritual aerobics during Catholic ceremonies, doing stand up, sit down, kneel. You know, I knew the whole thing, but I've moved far away from actual religion and more into spirituality with writing songs, and it's more of a just self-exploration. And like one of the songs that I'm really proud of with this band is the song I Wish, and it came from a really bad place, and I was looking at these people who they seemed really happy, and they were happy because they had faith in this religion, and that song is about, you know, I wish I had that. I wish I had that ubiquitous thing that made people happy.
Don't worry, that word ubiquitous, it isn't in the song.
You know?
Yes, it is.
Because he couldn't rhyme.
Yeah.
Oh, it's superfluous. No, no, but and that, you know, and so I tend to write about those things, and you know, you gotta. Some of it sounds like it's about, you know, a girl or, you know, loving someone or whatever, but a lot of it is actually not about that. It's about envy.
That's good. I think it's really therapy too. A lot of
Yeah.
times I had a really dark past, so it's nice to be able to kind of get that out and put it on paper. And
Tell us about that.
I don't think I will. Not in this interview, but in my book.
Yeah. Well, you got like she came with a song called "Sinking," and it's, you know, what a great way to describe somebody who's like just right in the throes of addiction, right? And she was talking about herself with Facebook, but
yeah, okay. I don't want people to know.
No, and I've never asked her what really, you know, who's this about or whatever, but
Well, ask her now.
Yeah, I guess I should.
It's in my book.
It's in your book. But yeah, that's, it's a pretty powerful song. Yeah, anyway.
Cool.
Director saying cut.
All right, I think that was pretty good.